sure that this is working and doing the things that I need it to do. Da 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 da. Is it doing the things I need it to do? Okay, there we go. Now I can see myself. Can I hear myself? I don't think I have my sound turned on. Things I needed to do. There we go. Yep. Okay. I can definitely hear myself, see myself. Okay. So, a recent update to the Dragon Quest Builders 2 left us at a point where we could have multiple save slots, where we couldn't before. Which means now Radio PSI can have their very own full playthrough of Dragon Quest Builders 2, which is exciting, because up until now, you've really only been able to see, you know, little tiny fragments of it. It's time to design your character. Alright, so it could be a guy or a girl. We'll pick the guy, because, I mean, I'm a guy, so I'll play as that. Well, I mean, that doesn't really dictate anything, but look, see, he's just like, come on. No. Okay, so hair color. Later on, you get to change this, kind of. I don't know what color hair to give him. Let's see. What color out of these just screams Radio PSI? I don't know. Let's go with pale green. Skin color. That just kind of goes with pale green color, I guess. I don't know. The eye color you can't really even see that much, but we'll go with a pale green also. And we have to name him. Wow, that just actually literally just fit perfectly. You can change your character's appearance, gender, and name once you reach a certain point in the game. Once you're happy, select to confirm, blah 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 blah. I don't remember if I changed any of this for my playthrough. So for now, we'll just accept that. And then if I feel like the controls are a little off, I can change that later. Oh, I'm getting all the extra. I will not. The problem is, I could do the voices, but I'll never remember what voices I used for what thing. I guess this is just a narrator voice. Thus decreed the great and glorious High Priest Hargon, and lo, his minions of mayhem did march out rank upon rank to ravage the land and strike fear into human hearts. unholy father then gave up his mortal form so that Malroth, the master of destruction, might be reborn and the world be consumed by catastrophe. Alas, mighty Malroth was defeated at the hands of the despicable spawn of Erdrick before Hargon's glorious vision could be brought to life. The moon has waxed and waned many times since that fateful day. Now peace reigns supreme, and our order has been scattered to the four corners of the earth. Tell me, brothers and sisters, what does a monster do when backed into a corner? It bites, I say. We must do everything and anything within our power to bring this world to ruin.
Huzzah! Huzzah! All hail Hargon! Praise be to Malroth!
O hellish Father, hear our prayer. Deliver us from this world of oblivion. Lead us ever onwards as we build your dominion of darkness together. You are the hero who will save this world. Arise, my child, your destiny awaits.
Psych, it was a skeleton. The look on your face. I was only ribbing you, my child. You're no hero. I know that much. You're one of the builders, right?
Yes.
You ought to watch that mouth of yours, boy. Tell the truth might land you with more than you bargained for. Still, at least you're not a master builder. You might only be an apprentice, but that'll do. I've actually got just the job for a lad like you. Once you've wiped the sleep from your sockets, come and meet me up on deck.
Okay, so this is the first level. You start out on a prison ship, basically.
Ah, the builder. Tell me, boy, do the children of Hargon frighten you? Do you wish to flee from this floating coffin? These waters are cursed. Strange voices carry across the waves, and many a vessel has vanished into the vapor. The crew victims to an unknown fate. Now are you scared? Not as scared as I am, I assure you. I'll be off this death trap at the first opportunity. Builder, builder, I have something to tell you.
Press X when you want to examine something or strike up a conversation with someone. I suggest you remember this advice until the day you die. Oh, and one more thing. Could you ask that girl to break the pipe down so you won't stop screaming? How does she expect me to rest in peace when she's being so noisy? This character is a bit of a pain in the butt. You'll get to know her, unfortunately, relatively well.
Oh, hello. I couldn't help but overhear you hobnobbing with that dreadful dreadnought.
So you're an apprentice builder, are you? I was going to ask if you'd come up with a plan to get us off the ship, but you're far too much of a rank amateur to figure something like that out. Why in the goddess's name did I ever become a builder? If I'd become a farmer or a miner instead, I'd never have been left to rot in this stinking cell. We thought the children of Hargon were all but vanquished, that they were running scared. How did they ever turn the tables on us like this?
Up here, builder! Stairs are no match for you, I see. You just can't keep a good lad down. Now, as you'll no doubt have spotted, we're sailing on the open ocean. You've got no chance of escaping, so don't even bother trying. Not that you'd get very far anyway. You're nothing but skin and bones. Here, get this down your gullet. It's fresh from the captain's table, which is where I sit, by the way.
They obtain a piece of kelp. Radio PSI can't remember when he last ate. The thought of food makes his stomach start rumbling.
Down in one! That kelp's pretty tasty, isn't it? The pungent aroma and slimy texture make for a spine-tingling combination. You should thank your lucky stars you got to scoff such a scrumptious snack, because it'll be the last meal you ever eat. Yep, you heard me right. You'll be dead soon enough. But don't worry, you won't be shuffling off this mortal coil just yet. I've got plenty of hard graft for you to be getting on with first. You can wipe that lily-livered look off your face. I'm not going to send you to the cemetery anytime soon. So long as you've got some life left in you, I'll give you a chance to keep hold of it. But you'll have to follow my orders to the letter. What's that? You want to know who we are and what you're doing here? If you're that desperate to find out how far up the creek you are without a paddle, I might add, go to those 5 monsters beneath the flag over there.
Sploosh. Man overboard! It's the builder! Drag him out of the drink, lads!
Thought you could escape, did you? We're not finished with you yet!
Radio PSI wakes up on the deck of the ship. The captain must have rescued him before he drowned. Let's see, yeah. I think I messed my mic up. I don't know. No, I did not. Okay.
Oh, almighty Hargon. How did those hated humans ever manage to defeat you? Did the whole world not cower before you after you obliterated Moonbrook? If only I'd risen from my grave in High Priest Hargon's heyday, I would have led an undeath of luxury instead of being stuck here in the skeleton crew. Have you heard?
Yes.
Been boning up, have you? Jog on then, smarty pants.
Those aren't the people we have to talk to, by the way. We have to talk to these people with circles over their heads. I'm just not looking forward to making this many different voices. Because I will never remember what each of these creatures sound like.
Hello, Goobin. We're the last surviving members of the Children of Hargoon, the ones who didn't get squished. We're going to bring this world to its knees, all in the name of the great and glorious High Priest. What's with all this slurping? I'm just salivating at the prospect of squashing you goomins once and for all. This ship keeps swaying from side to side. I feel a bit seasick. What's that? You want to know where we're sailing to? I haven't the foggiest. The higher-ups would never tell stuff like that to a lowly little dracky. Well, if it isn't Mr. Builder, you're only an apprentice, but you're prancing around like you own the place. Honestly, you can't go anywhere these days without bumping into an insolent little builder hell-bent on undoing all of our hard work. The world's going down the pan, that's for sure. Our choice is to eliminate bothersome builders like you one by one. You're that apprentice builder that will not intend one, aren't you? I must admit, I feel a few pangs of sympathy for you. It's not very nice to know that your end is now.
Middenhall, Cannock, Moonbrook. From forth these three kingdoms did come the hated heroes, the scions of Erdrick, and laid almighty Hargon low. With his dying breath our exalted leader surrendered the mortal form, so that Malroth, the lord of destruction, could be born. Alas, he too was vanquished. But does that mean all hope is lost? No, I say, Hargon's ambitions did not perish with him. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day we will reduce this world to ruin. And then we're back to the original skeleton, whose voice I'm already forgetting.
So you talk to the rest of the crew, eh? Obedient little blighter, aren't you? So now you know, we're the last survivors of the Children of Hargon. Loyal servants of the mighty Master of Destruction himself. That means you builders are our sworn enemies. We're sailing the ocean blue, rounding up pesky vermin like you, along with anyone else who gets in our way. Eh? You want to know what we're gonna do with all these builders? Only the higher-ups know for sure, but I'll make no bones about it. I'll reckon you lot are up for the chop. Still, that doesn't mean we can't make the most of what little time you've got left. Just be thankful you can be of some benefit as your final moment draws ever closer. Listen up, builder. Unless you want to spend the rest of your life behind bars, or worse, you'll do as I say. So here's the deal. Last night's storm messed up my ship good and proper. I want you to make things ship-shape around here again. To start with, I want you to break up all the driftwood strewn about the deck. Bring me the wood when you're done. Go on, chop, chop. Looks in much better shape now that you've picked up all that wood. No flies on you, eh? Still, I suppose being given the chance to save your sorry skin will tend to give you a kick up the coccyx. You want to know why I'm giving you this chance? Truth is, as a sworn servant of the Master of Destruction, I'm not supposed to fraternize with your kind, but considering the state of my ship, I've got no other choice. Anyway, it's not like you're a proper builder, you're only an apprentice at the end of the day, so I'm sure it's fine. He wouldn't forsake me for a little thing like this, right? Anyway, I think we chewed the fat long enough. If you want to cling onto your life for a little longer, I suggest you continue working like the dutiful little builder you are. Just remember, you can get all sorts of useful materials by smashing things up. Just be careful that what you bash doesn't bash you back. You're an odd one. Since the moment I let you out of that cell, you've been scurrying about my deck and chatting with my crew without a care in the world. If anything, I'd wager you were actually enjoying this. There must be something wrong with you. I can't explain it any other way. I mean, why else would you wear that dopey grin on your dopey mush? Faced with the same fate, most prisoners would be scared witless, but not you. You what? You always look like that when someone's got a job for you? Seems like you aren't scared of us at all. I better keep you busy or who knows what you might try and pull. Luckily, there's plenty for you to be getting on with. For starters, some of the boys on deck have got jobs that need doing. Report back to me when you've sorted them out.
Okay, so this guy kind of sounded dopey, right? Whoops, I fell through a hole. Now I'm the dopey one. I've been watching you, builder. I saw you scrabble around the deck, greedily pocketing all the wood you could find. The raging tempest that struck last night washed all of our navigation lights overboard, but such things can be rebuilt, can they not? To wit, I wish for you to use the wood you collected to make some new torches. Do you see the worn-out workbench over there? Use it to make 5 torches. Here, I believe you will need this oil to craft them. Once you have the torches, you must put them back in their proper positions. The 5 black blocks will be your sign. There is one by the workbench and 4 more around the stairs that lead below decks. Place 1 torch upon each block. Do not fail me, builder. Craft the 5 torches and put them in place. Return to me when you have finished the task. It seems you have done exactly as I asked. The guiding flames burned brightly as before. For a ship such as ours, they could do with being a touch more sinister, if I do say so myself, but I shan't complain. The deck is illuminated once more. I must say, your propensity to create unsettles me. Not that it matters, you will soon outlive your usefulness. But your work is not over yet. There are others aboard the ship who might still find some use for you. Go to them, I pray. I don't think we gave this guy a voice yet.
Well, if it isn't the so-called builder, anyone think you own the place, the way you're strutting around this deck? What's with that attitude? You're running errands for the boys on captain's orders, and you want me to give you a job to do? Tell you what, you can help me relieve the boredom of being stuck on this good-for-nothing ship, as long as you're not afraid to put your life on the line. Truth is, I've always wondered whether builders can fight. How do you feel about going mano a mano with a monster? Why, you! fancy taking a swing at this kid? Just try not to kill him, eh? Alright, better put them dukes up. I warn you, though, that skeleton soldier's a proper head case. Come and find me after the fight's finished, if you can still walk.
Well, you're a better boxer than you look.
Oh, that was the one from New Jersey. Well, yeah, a better boxer than you look. I'll give you that. Still, the only thing those pathetic punches of yours hurt was my pride. Not that I should be surprised. You're pretty bony for someone who claims to be a builder. That doesn't exactly bode well for your future career, now does it? Lucky you don't have a future to speak of at all. Alright, be off with you. Go and tell the bosun what a weakling you are.
You fight like a cow's cadaver. You builders really are cut out for combat after all. What's that? You would have smashed him to smithereens if you had a weapon. A likely story. You gotta bash him upside the skull. You want them torches you're such a way to whiz at whipping up. Don't make me laugh. Oh, what's that book you've got there? Don't just stand there smirking. Tell me what's so funny. You what? You just worked out how to make a cypress stick? Well, I never. Are you telling me that builders can invent things as well as make them? Well, don't just stand around looking gormless. Put your money where your mouth is. Make this cypress stick then. You know where the workstation is, right? And one more thing, once you made it, don't forget to equip it. A weapon's no use otherwise. The boy genius returns, cypress stick in hand. Now you really look the part. What do you say? Fancy another crack at that old bag of bones? Now you've got a weapon. Yeah, that's the spirit. I want to watch that rotter try and put himself back together once you're through with him.
A bone-crushing defeat. I don't know if I could pick myself up after this one. Go on then, lad. Go and brag about beating me to the bosun.
Well, you certainly gave that bag of bones a good hiding. Just look at those. Look at the state of him. The only thing he's good for now is feeding a dog. You what? You feel a bit sorry for him? That's a new one. I'll wager no human ever shed a tear for a monster before. Just don't think you can butter me up by tickling my funny bone. Anyway, thanks for that, builder. It certainly helped pass the time, if nothing else. I even think I learned something today. You builders are useless in a fist fight, but with a weapon in hand, you're not to be sneezed at. But you're not done for the day just yet. Not by a long shot. I've got a feeling in my bones there's someone else on board who needs a helping hand.
My, you have been a busy little boy, haven't you? First you made those torches, and now a cypress stick, but one can hardly call oneself a builder without one's tools of the trade. Where are yours, builder? Do you even have any? Alas, not. Other than that simple cypress stick, you haven't a single tool upon your person. Such a shame. Well, I think we'd ought to do something about that, hadn't we? I confiscated this pair of gloves from the builder in the brig below decks. Now they are yours. With these equipped, you'll be capable of hoisting up a whole host of objects without the need to smash them first. Ideal for organizing your articles in an orderly fashion. So, without further ado, take your newfound gloves, gather up all the barrels strewn higgledy-piggledy about the deck, and place them on the mat beside me. That's exactly where I wanted to put that. Wonderful work. 6 perfectly positioned barrels. I'm sure you'll agree that a pair of gloves is an indispensable tool for any budding builder. I was under the impression that the youth of today were nothing but a swarm of work-shy wastrels, but based upon your showing just now, I may have to reassess my stance. Alas, no matter the blood, sweat, and tears you shed in servitude, you'll always be a builder, the eternal enemy of our exalted order. I fear your time among us will be but short, but your fate is not for me to decide. That is the captain's responsibility. It would appear you have attended to everyone's errands for now. Hurry along and inform the good captain that you require some more back-breaking chores. Not bad, not bad. Looks like you've done everything the lads asked of you. Nice to see a human working his fingers to the bone for us monsters, and without a word of complaint neither. If I doubted it before, I'm certain now you actually like this sort of thing. You're a proper weirdo, you know that? Still, I won't be satisfied until I hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Do you enjoy building things? Of course you do. It's what gets you out of bed in the mornings. I can tell from the look on your fleshy face. You've got all the makings of a master crafter. And that's why we can't let you live. Well, what with you builders being our mortal enemies and everything, I can't exactly have you running bow to stern with building like Billy-O, now can I? I'm sorry to say, kid, but I'm going to have to sever that smiling skull from your shoulders right now! Just tickling your ribs. Don't look so scared. I'm not really gonna lop your noggin off. Well, as long as you stay on my good side, that is. After all, I wouldn't want to lose a willing worker like you. I reckon you've got what it takes to be a crackin' little cabin boy. And what's more, I like the cut of your jib. What do you say, laddie? Will you join my skeleton crew? You don't have to say anything. I can tell you're too overcome with joy to thank me now. Actually, there's something else I've been meaning to ask you. What's that big book you're lugging around? I've never seen anything like it before. Huh? Where did this rain come from? Ah! You'll have to tell me later, laddie. Looks like there's another storm rolling in. Ah, an apprentice builder. You will do nicely. This is your world to create and yours to destroy.
Okay, I could have read that like 18 times over by now.
Now come to me, my child. Oh, oi! Cloth ears! What are you gawking at? Didn't you hear me? I told you to get your fleshy rot below decks and into the hold. It's far too dangerous up here for a landlubber like you. Wow, what the heck's going on? Captain, come to the hold quickly. We're in deep goo-goo down here. Blimey, I don't like the sound of this. Hold tight, I'm on my way. You all right there, Builder? I can't be stopped to help some human. I've got to get to the hold. Oh, God preserve us. This is bad. This is really bad. Hey, Builder, get your bony backside in here pronto. I need your help. Over here, Builder. What took you so long? I've got bad news, Builder. We've been swept right into a reef and the rocks got clean through the hole. If we don't fix this fast, we'll be headed down to Davy Jones's locker. I don't know if this'll work, but try cramming a crate into that hole. You've got a pair of gloves, don't you? So use them. That was a closer shave than I would have liked, but you did it. You saved my... Oh, throw me a bone, not more holes. Whoa, we're taking on more water. It's gonna do something. Use some more crates and plug all those holes up. You're a lifesaver, Builder or no, I owe you one. But our run-in with that rock has made mincemeat of my hull. The next wave that hits us could... Ah, I knew it! It's a race against time, Builder. Grab more crates in those holes and hurry! You shored up my ship good and proper, Builder. I don't know where we'd be without you. she'll hold for now, but who knows how much long? Oh, throw me a bone, we're done for! Holy moly, look at that one! We don't have any crates big enough to plug a hole that size! This is it, Builder! It was nice knowing you! Don't forget me, Builder!
Now you get to watch the title sequence. Such violence. My goodness. It was kind of weird that at first they didn't give you the ability to have more than one save file. Otherwise we would have started this a long time ago. But all that matters is now we can. Now we have the ability to start this and do a full playthrough of Builders 2 so you can see start to finish what each of the cities and different islands had to offer. This opening just makes me really miss Malroth.
Best buddies. In their pajamas.
I had a hard time determining what game I wanted to play next. I had a poll up on my Twitter that's still up more than likely, and there was a two-way tie between this and finishing Symphony of the Night. One person voted for Final Fantasy VIII, and nobody voted for Terraria. So I was like, okay, we'll put Terraria on hold for now then, and play something else completely. Radio PSI awakens on a sandy shore. It seems he has washed up on a desert island, along with the wreckage of the skeleton ship. He decides to take a look around to see what he can see. I see everything. Gonna get some kelp and some wood. But we can't smash every wood, just the woods that have cracks in them. The other wood we can just kind of pick up. And just do whatever we want with. So we will do. I'll do a full play of this. Just you will have to see that part. The parts that you had seen, just have to go through it again. But I mean, it should not be much of an issue. in just a moment, we're gonna meet Malroth and we're gonna meet Lulu. But mostly, we're gonna get Malroth. Yay, Malroth. Lulu. I'm not Lulu's biggest fan. Seems like in a lot of Dragon Quest games, there's always one character that just kinda gets under your skin, and she's it. Suddenly, Radio PSI hears a voice.
There's nothing here. The whole place is deserted. Where is this place anyway? How did I even get here?
I'm gonna make Malroth sound like Solid Snake. That's my decision, because I'll be able to remember that voice easily, and Malroth is around for a lot of the game, so I'll be able to remember very easily that Malroth is Solid Snake. The voice seems to be coming from the other side of the rocky outcrop. Radio PSI might be able to dig through the sand to get to the other side. That was not Solid Snake. That was a weird voice. The sky is such a strange color. Have I died and gone to heaven? Or hell, more likely? Huh? What was that noise? Hey, Spiky. Who the heck are you? Finally, a live one. Say, you wouldn't happen to know how we wound up here, would you? You were on a ship that sank, and then you woke up on the beach? So how come you didn't cark it too? What's your story? Your name's Radio PSI, and you're apprentice builder? Huh. Never heard of one of them before. Congratulations, I guess. Is this Metal Gear? Shadow Moses? Anyway, my name's Malroth. Hey, you want to see something really gruesome? Follow me.
You have to do exactly what he did just now, you know, turning around, doing the circle, and then, like, struggling just a little bit before you lost it.
I do. What's the matter? You're not squeamish, are you? Come on, you won't be disappointed. Okay, so he went down here,
and he turned around.
And he turned around, and then he struggled a bit here, and then he hopped up. Over here. Oi, it's this way. Now that's what I call dead in the water. Bet you've never seen anything like this before. Seems like you and me are the only survivors from the shipwreck. What's that? You don't remember seeing me on board. But if I wasn't on your ship, then how did I... What the... Hey, that girl isn't dead after all. She sounds like she's in a pretty bad way, though. We should do the right thing and put her out of her misery.
There's no response, it's just a corpse. A wave breaks on the shore and washes the body out to sea. There's no response, it's just a corpse. A wave breaks on the shore and washes the body out to sea. There's no response, it's just a corpse. A wave breaks on the shore and washes the body out to sea. Okay, so this is Lulu. As I said before, she's the most annoying character in this entire game. So I'll have to give her a good and proper annoying voice.
No.
Ah! You're pirates, aren't you? Filthy freeboot brigands who was kept me captive and demand a ransom for my safe return!
This is really gonna hurt my voice a lot more, properly. I might have to do something different.
She's around for a while.
Ah!
I could make her sound like Waluigi or Wario.
Wow! There she goes. She's got a mouth on her, hasn't she? There's only one way to make sure she shuts up for good. Mind if I do the honors? Get away from me, you... I'm a Wario. If you're going to take me captive, at least tell me where we are and how I got here.
No, that's gonna hurt my voice too. Wario's voice kills me right now for some reason. Probably all the skeleton voices I was doing.
Well, we're on an island with nothing but sand, rocks, and a few corpses to keep us company. You must have washed up here with radio PSI when your ship sank.
Just a moment, do I know you? Yes, I remember! You're the builder for the ship! The one who ran around grinning while those horrid monsters barked orders at you!
Alright, the voice is freaking the cat out. Okay, so that voice is definite no because the cat does not like this voice.
That would have hurt. But she just hit me because that voice ain't true. I don't understand. Sorry, y'all.
I know! It's me two in cahoots with them!
Fox.
That means it is all your fault! Well, what are you going to do about it?
Okay, the cat really doesn't like any voice that I make for Lulu.
Fox. Fox.
You're going to make the things we need to survive while we wait for a rescue party? Oh, well, alright. Even a rank amateur like yourself should be able to use that worn-out workbench outside to make the most basic essentials. I'm Lulu, by the way. Now, what will we need to hold out till help arrives? Let me see.
Foxy, calm down.
We'll need shelter from the elements while we wait to be rescued. I'd rather not die of exposure before then. The walls must be at least 2 blocks high, and we'll need a door
for getting in and out. Why not use this old shack? It's rather worse for wear, but I'm sure you can fix the place up. You can salvage some of the decking from the wreckage to patch up any holes. Just use those gloves of yours to pick it up. You won't have to worry about splinters that way. I'm sorry, Foxy. I'm sorry. We also have no idea how long it will take for the search party to locate us, so we'll need to find enough sustenance to tide us over until we're rescued. There's bound to be a scallywinkle or two on the seashore. They're edible as long as you give them a good grilling on a bonfire first. You'll need some wood to build a fire. Luckily for us, there's plenty of plate pieces of driftwood and broken barrels from the shipwreck lying about. What, Foxy? What? We have to make Lulu's voice annoying, Foxy. I'm sorry. You may as well put them to use. Now I can't be expected to put my head down for the night on these lumpy old rocks. I need a proper bed if I'm to get my beauty sleep. I don't imagine you're capable of building 4 posters, so we shall have to make do with 3 piles of straw bedding. Place them in the room when you're done.
Hey, don't start telling us what to do, Bossy Boots. Who made you the leader here anyway?
Oh, pipe down, you Neanderthal. What? You don't even have the common decency to wear a proper shirt. Don't think you're impressing anyone with those oh-so-mighty muscles?
Say that again, and I'll show you how mighty these muscles are.
Oh, Builder, you'll do these little favors for me, won't you? You'll save me from this savagery. Calm down, Foxy. It's okay. That's wonderful. I knew you'd do exactly as I asked. You can consider these little tasks as training exercises if you'd like. Then, when you have become a fully fledged builder, you'll have me to thank for it.
Training exercises? Who does this girl think she is? Remember what I said before about putting her out of her misery? How about we put her out of our misery instead?
Okay, Foxy, it's okay. I won't have to do voices for a short while now.
That girl really gives me the hump. First she won't stop whinging, then the moment she wants something done, she's barking out orders like we're her servants. Don't let her boss you around, okay? You're a builder at the end of the day, not her lackey. Yeah, I know she's stranded here too, but that doesn't mean you have to help her. Don't be such a soppy sad case. She's a castaway at the end of the day, same as us. You've got to look out for number 1. That's my motto. By the way, there's something I've been meaning to ask. You know how you said you were a builder? Is that like something to do with a duck's nose? Well, whatever this builder business is all about, I'll help you, but only so I don't have to hang around with her. Have you decided which of her errands you'll do first?
If it was up to me, I'd mend those walls while we're here. Stuff some planks in the holes, and hey, presto, we've buildered ourselves a brand new room, right? To be honest, I blanked out the rest of her requests. Speak to her again if you need a reminder. Whoa. Foxy is sitting nearby on standby because she's just gonna start screaming again the second I have to start making Lulu's voice.
PSI, you repaired my room! Now I have somewhere to hide in safety should monsters attack. Not bad for a base apprentice! Just so you know, a room must have a door and walls at least 2 blocks high. That's the first rule of rooms. Anyway, I'm so happy to have a proper place to stay. You two are very welcome to stop by anytime you like.
Yeah, that voice is making the cat get a little violent. I'm gonna have to find a different Lulu voice for sure.
Well, she seems pretty satisfied with the new room. Right, next up is dinner. She wanted us to cook some of those scallywinkle things on a bonfire, didn't she? Is that something you can do? What's the deal with that book? Huh? You just invented bonfires, and now you can build one if you have enough materials? all you need to do is put together some wood and oil on that worn-out workbench. Well, if it's oil you need, I can give you some. I wrung this out of a slime that got in my way earlier. Here. All you need now is wood. That girl said you could get some from the driftwood and broken barrels on the beach. Whatever that means. Anyway, you'd better get that bonfire built. No use starving her. It'll only put her in an even worse mood than she's already in. Then we could build Metal Gear. Eating that much kelp can't possibly be good for you. Yeah, a little bit later, Lulu will try to claim this island as hers and refer to it as Lulu-topia. Even though all she literally does is just sit in a room and, you know, not do anything. Like, if you want to call this Lulu-topia, that's fine. But at least go and gather kelp or something useful. See, this is the pain in the butt part before you get your hammer. You can only lift these blocks one at a time, but it's kind of fun anyway. Then she makes you grow some lemons and names them after himself. Yeah, Lord Bodbury, that sounds exactly like a thing Lulu would do. Lululemons. And then it would just be awful for everybody. Overpriced garbage. I mean, Malroth's not too much better on that front because he does call it the Empire of Evisceration, but he at least helps by fighting things. This is pretty much the extent of what Lulu will ever do. Sit in a room. Stare at the wall. And just be generally rude and unpleasant all day long.
looks like the cat's calmed down because Lulu hasn't spoken in a while. I was not expecting that reaction from the cat. Foxy generally doesn't care what voices are going on, but man, that one was really driving her up a wall. I'll leave the rest of this room until I get the hammer, because this is taking way too long this go around. I need a hammer. What's that you've made? It's hot as heck, and it spits and crackles. It must be a bonfire. But are you sure you know what you're doing with that? You know you're not supposed to play with fire, right? Hey, Radio PSI, I want to ask you something. I keep hearing about making and materials and builders, but what does any of that actually mean? You smash things you find here and there to get materials, which you used to make new stuff. That's what being a builder is all about. Ah, okay. I think I'm starting to get a clearer picture of what it is you guys do. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit. How come I don't know already? Look, they might be 10 a penny from where you're from, but I'm telling you, I've never met a builder before. Well, not that I remember, anyway. When I get my memory back, I'll tell you all about my blissful, builder-free childhood. In the meantime, if you need a helping hand smashing stuff to get materials, then I'm your man. I destroy pretty much everything I touch. You know those scallywinkles Lulu was asking for? There might be some knocking about nearby. Let's keep our eyes peeled and bag them all for ourselves. What's that funny-looking thing you've got there? It wouldn't be one of those scallywinkles that the girl was jabbering on about by any chance. Well, it smells pretty fishy to me. If we ate one of them raw, we'd be chucking up chunks till the break of dawn, and that's something I'd rather avoid. Yeah, but what does it taste like? Lord Bobry, I think she just wants to name the island after herself because she's a self-important pile of garbage. I do not like Lulu. You can always tell a character is going to be annoying if they have pink hair. I don't think I've ever seen a pink-haired character that I've been a fan of. Pink hair is usually a sure sign that a character is going to annoy you. This thing right here is how you play multiplayer. so now all we have to do is bring the scallywinkle over to the fire, cook the scallywinkle, and then she's gonna eat it. Careful, Radio PSI, the scallywinkle just fell in the fire. Ah, that must be how you cook it. So you builders can make food too, eh? Still, it'll be a little while till that scallywinkle's completely cooked. Let's go and look for some more materials while we wait.
Succulently seared scallywinkle! I must have it! Nom nom nom! Ah, the scent of the seaside combines perfectly with the gravelly crunch of the sand grains. Simply irresistible! But you don't have to limit your culinary repertoire to scallywinkles, you know. If you see anything else that looks vaguely edible, try cooking it on a bonfire. I find a cooked meal much more filling than raw fare, and it makes me feel healthier too. Just remember that cookery is all about experimentation. Oh, how rude of me! I just realized I never asked your names! Radio PSI and Balroth, you say? I know you're a builder, Radio PSI, but what do you do, Malroth?
Well, I don't know what I do. I just woke up on this island, but I can't remember anything before that. My memory's completely blank. Lord Bodbury, unfortunately, if you choose to ignore Lulu's requests, the game won't continue. It's kind of one of those, but thou must situations.
Well, well, an apprentice builder and his amnesiac friend. What an unexpected partnership.
Oh, we're not partners. If you think a guy like me would team up with a puny little runt like him, you must be dreaming.
Speaking of dreams, I'm starting to feel a little drowsy. It's been a long, stressful day, and that seared scallywinkle has filled me up nicely.
Stop.
The cat just tried to hit me.
So, Radio PSI, how's progress going with the straw bedding I asked you to make? I'm really rather ready to hit the hay.
Yay!
Here we go. He's got his book out again. What have you invented this time? Is that so? You reckon you can make straw bedding out of dry grass? Well, I think I saw something dry and grassy along the shore to the west. Could that be what you're looking for? Okay. Lulu's bed can go in here, so we never have to see her. And Malroth and Radio PSI can hang out together here.
This is wonderful, Radio PSI. You've made a bed for me and a couple for yourselves, too.
Alright, this one doesn't seem to be bothering the cat.
Taking a nap during the day will help to recharge our energies. After the sun goes down, we'll be able to while away the dark and dangerous night in dreamland.
Lord Bobry said, Lulu's bed can go in this room inspired by the cask of Amontillado.
I wonder what Mama and Papa would say if they knew I was rubbing shoulders with a builder and on a desert island, no less. When the children of Argon attacked my hometown of Rippleport, my parents were caught up in the fighting. Those maniacal monsters murdered them in cold blood. So I stowed away all that accursed shit.
Oh my goodness.
Hoping to avenge their deaths. But I was caught before I had the chance to do anything. We all know what happened next.
The cat does not like any of the Lulu voices. Okay, cat, like, you're obviously annoyed by every Lulu voice I make. How should Lulu sound? Quiet?
Oh, Papa, Mama, I may be marooned on a desert island with these two lumbering lummoxes, but I shall survive. I pray that you watch over me in these trying times.
I really don't like Lulu. And I really want to give her an annoying voice, but it's freaking the cat out. Okay, Lulu, now that you're safe... No, go in your room. Go in your room. Go in your room. Go in your room. Your room. Your room. Yours. Not our room. You are not welcome here. Oh, I hate you, Lulu.
Let's see now, you've repaired the room, sorted out my sleeping arrangements, made me supper. I do believe that's everything. I must say, it's a real relief to have a builder around, and judging by the quality of your work, one could never imagine you were still only learning the ropes. I know we're stranded here, but in a weird way, I'm actually looking forward to it. I shall give you even more work to do so that you might blossom as a builder. A castaway life might be a little less luxurious than I am accustomed to, but even so, I think this could be a fun little adventure. And as for you, Malroth, this could be the perfect opportunity to absorb a little culture, and maybe even some manners. Now then, Radio PSI, I want you to go out at first light every morning and forge 30 scallywinkles and 50 strips of kelp. It must be all cooked by lunchtime, or I shall be cross.
See? She's a punk. I do not like Lulu. If Lulu had died in the beginning of this game, I would not have been saddened at all. I thought Lulu would calm down a bit once she got what she wanted, but she's just as big a pain in the neck as she was before.
Still, I'm impressed. Despite all her nagging, you made everything we need to stay alive. I wish I could do what you do. Hey, Radio PSI, can I have a go on that workbench? I want to try making something myself. I've been watching you make stuff all day, and I'm pretty sure I know exactly what to do. Watch this, Radio PSI. I'm gonna be a builder just like you. Now then, what was it you do first? No, that's not right. Damn it, why isn't this working? Alright, you asked for it. Rah! What did I do wrong? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, why can't I make things? At this rate, I'll never be a builder. Forget it. I thought making stuff would be all fun and games, but it's actually way harder than it looks. Sorry, Radio PSI. I'll be relying on you to build things from here on out. And seeing as you made all that stuff for Lulu, I think it's about time you even things out and made something for me. Is that for me? What would I want with this silly old stick? It's not just any stick, it's an oaken club. I can use it to whack stuff? That sounds right up my alley. Alright, I'll take it. Give it here. Hey, this really is a club and a half. I wonder how it performs. Only one way to find out. Stand back while I give this beauty a few test swings. I like it. No, I love it. Squishing slimes will be so much more satisfying now. And to think you made it using only the junk we found on the beach. You're amazing. Thanks, Radio PSI. This club is the best present anyone's ever given me. I think. Huh? Radio PSI, can you feel that? Some kind of evil aura. It must be coming from a monster, but whatever it is, it's way more dangerous than those scrawny little slimes we saw before. This could be a good chance for you to learn a thing or two about how to fight. Just follow my lead, and you'll be scrapping with the best of them in no time. I'm gonna teach you a lesson in CQC. The monster's somewhere down on the coast to the west. Come on. I want to break in my new club by breaking that sucker's skull. Whoa, what was that? When you stuck your hand out just then, I got this irresistible urge to slap it. It's called a high five. It's something friends do to celebrate a job well done. Huh. I never thought of myself as the touchy-feely type, but maybe I can make an exception for this high five malarkey. Anyway, how did you enjoy the battle? I don't know about you, but I'm feeling fitter already. Valroth gets stronger, and Radio PSI reaches level 2. His maximum HP increase. Felt good whacking that rat, right? It's like an irritating little itch that's been well and truly scratched. But don't forget, you're a builder, not a fighter. If you want to stick to the construction, you can leave the monster mashing to me. Still, building does look like fun. I wish I could make stuff like you do, but I guess wanton destruction is more my bag. Anyway, let's head back to the hut before Lulu steals all the bedding. She's a wily one, alright. You better make sure you sleep with one eye open tonight. Radio PSI. I'm glad I met you. What do you say we explore the whole island together, just you and me? But let's do it tomorrow. I'm about to conk out any second now. Eat all the kelp. She fell asleep in one of the... Yes, she did. You're the worst, Lulu. There we go. Now we'll never have to worry about Lulu ever again. I'll put my cozy bed next to my good buddy Malroth. At least we don't have to see her.
Good morning, you two. I hope you slept sadly because our new lives of castaways officially begins today.
I can't.
Huh?
You're talking to a wall.
Yeah, we're talking to a wall. There's nothing there. No more Lulus, ever.
First mission is to collect some kelp for breakfast from the bear. Eek! No!
It just kind of makes it really seem like she realized she was trapped in a little, like, cage area. What is it, Lulu? A monster?
It's my scallywinkle. It disappeared.
What?
All right, Malroth, own up. I know it was you. I purposely only Fenezian scallywinkle last night so I could have the rest of it for breakfast. Give it back this instant.
I really don't like Lulu. What are you wittering on about? I haven't touched your manky half-munched mollusk. Huh? That aura. What's going on this time? Hey, you two. You're gonna want to see this.
Aha! There's the culprit. That monster must be the one who snuffled my scallywinkle.
That's another game I would want to stream, but Danganronpa definitely is not Radio PSI safe. Whoa, it just took down the whole cliff, and are those steps? This way, young whippersnappers. Oh, like, let her out. Boo. That floating freak can't seriously expect us to follow it, can it? On second thoughts, maybe it'd be able to tell us something about this island. Radio PSI, Lulu? Let's get after that monster. I've got some questions that need answering. I was kind of hoping it would have left Lulu trapped in there for all eternity, so we'd never have to see her ever again. This way, quickly now. Stay where you are, you freaky fogey. I don't like this one bit. That mad old monster has even made the sky turn a funny color.
Who cares about the stupid sky? I want my breakfast, and you two are going to jolly well help me get it back.
See, she never thinks about anybody but herself. Worst character ever. Now this is something you're gonna have to remember for much later. If you see through that little gap, there's a gravestone inside that wall. You cannot get there until basically end game. Let's get rid of that vine, see if I could get a better look around in there. Yeah. See, those have something to do with magnet blocks that you can actually move around later. But like I said, this whole, you will not have the hammer to bust this wall down until pretty much near the end of the game. This way, Kitty Winkles. Nearly there.
He's leading us on a wild goose chase. Does that horrid hammerhead expect us to follow him all the way to the top of the mountain?
That monster's got some kind of strange power. I've never felt anything like it. We need to catch up. Whoa. What's a place like this doing on a desert island? Come on, Radio PSI, the Hammerhood's just up ahead. Let's make it spill the beans on all the island secrets.
There's no escape now, you stinky scallywinkle swindler. Just hand over my valve and no one gets hurt.
Surely a noble lady can permit a hungry hammerhood her half-snarf to leftovers.
I'll tolerate no excuses. Stealing is stealing. No ifs or buts about it. Radio PSI seared that scallywinkle especially for me. Now give it back, you horrible, hoary, hairy hermit.
Ah, yes. Radio PSI, it just so happens that I've been waiting for a builder to rock up here for, a very long time indeed. Wait, how do you know he's a builder? Oh, you're an observant one, aren't you? Why, the very reason I pinched that scrumptious scallywinkle was to lure your fine friend up here. Look around you, Radio PSI. This temple has lain in this sorry state for longer than I can recall. If you are the builder I believe you to be, then perhaps you can fix it. Everything you need to rebuild the temple is right here, in these chests. But a fresh-faced builder like you might find the going difficult without a blueprint as a guide. Come back here. Come back here, you conniving old codger. If you think you're gonna fix your house for free, you've got another thing coming. And anyway, what's a blueprint? Radio PSI? Why did you draw all these lines on the ground? Is this one of those blueprints the Hammerhood was telling us about?
Gosh, you've never been here before, but you were still able to draw up a design for the mountaintop temple. That's incredible! Now all you have to do is build it. Make sure you follow the blueprint to the block now.
If that old loony was telling the truth,
Those chests should contain everything you need to finish the job.
It looks like all you need to do is place the masonry wall blocks in squares and put a brazier on top of each one. Use your gloves to move them if you make a mistake.
Are you ready to show Gary Glows a lot how a real builder does things? Keep one eye on the blueprint and you can't go wrong. Good work, Radio PSI. You finished the blueprint.
And you didn't even break a sweat. I think I'll have you build me a ballast next. That shouldn't be any trouble for an expert like you.
Answer me one thing, though. How did you come up with that blueprint in the first place? Wait, I think I know the answer. That big book on your back has everything you need to know to be a builder written inside. You're busted now, Radio PSI. The secret's out, so you may as well let me read it. You won't? Why not?
Is something the matter, Radio PSI? You've gone all red. Why? You don't have a Monkey magazine sandwiched between the pages, do you?
Muckiness doesn't matter to me. A quick wipe down with a damp cloth, and it would be as good as...
You finished repairing the temple, I see. I knew you wouldn't let me down. All it took was a glance, and you drew up that blueprint real quick as a flash. You're the real deal, Radio PSI, a builder born and bred. As a thank you for your hard work, I'd like to give you a little present. Here, you deserve it for the cracking job you did.
Now we finally have a hammer.
A silly old hammer! I thought you were going to give me back my breakfast.
That's a giant pallet, an indispensable item in the toolkit of any self-respecting builder. With that hammer in your hand, you can break blocks you couldn't before, and gather even more materials. I also have another corking gift for you, Radio PSI. I'm sure you'll like this one. I give you this island. All of it. Every last block.
What? You're giving him this entire island? All he did was repair the temple.
This world was once home to a legendary builder. They came to the island, the Isle of Awakening, and sought to turn it to their very own piece of paradise. But now everything has crumbled away. All that remains is the ancient builder's belief embedded in the blocks beneath us. have I waited for another builder to come, one who could bring life back to this barren land block by block, block, block.
And you want Radio PSI here to do all the hard work? We don't even know what we're supposed to build. We don't even know who you are either. I bet this island isn't even yours to give away.
It certainly is mine. I'll have you know I'm the guardian spirit of this island, and what I say goes.
Well, it looks like you've just become the proud owner of a private island, Radio PSI. Are you going to take the offer? If you do accept, would you mind if I stayed here? I don't really have anywhere else to go.
I'll stick around too. At least until I've got my memory back. I mean, if that's okay with you.
What do you say, Radio PSI? Will you take the island? It's a stonking good offer.
I just knew you'd make the right decision. Now we can work on Lulu-topia. The first thing I want is a palace. Molroth, I need you to...
Lulu-topia? I don't think so. Today we established Malroth's empire of evisceration, right? Radio PSI, and she can be our first sacrifice.
Hey, I don't disagree. You young upstarts. This island belongs to Radio PSI now. You should leave big decisions like these up to him. Now, Radio PSI, you must be itching to try out that giant mallet of yours. Come up and see if you can break this wall behind me. There's an absolutely smashing treasure back there that I bet you'll be very interested in. It's just a bulletin board where you could put pictures.
Call that a treasure? It looks just like a tatty old notice board to me.
It may seem ordinary to the untrained eye, but that notice board is in fact a portal through which a builder may peek into other dimensions. I'll explain more later. For now, just peer into the portal and marvel at all the knockout things you see. And it just lets you see people's pictures of their islands, things they've done. Just various little bits and baubles. Wait a minute, is that... For a second there it looked like Earthbound, but it's definitely not. But just that yellow building, I don't know why, kinda, from a distance, made me think about the drugstore in Onett. It's not a bad looking place though that they built, whatever they were building. Really like that little terrarium. Oh, did you like what you saw, youngins?
Yes, I saw the most wonderful photographs, and there were so many of them. I hope Radio PSI takes the time to snap a few himself. I could be his model. And then he could post them on the notice board and share them with the world.
Oh, you youngins, enjoy yourselves. Come and find me when you're done. I'll be waiting right out here. I'm already done. I don't want to take a picture of Lulu. So how do you like your new notice board? It's quite the snapper's paradise, isn't it? As long as you have one of those boards nearby, you can flout the laws of space and time and observe the work of other builders whenever you desire. You can put your creations on display for other builders to view too. I'm sure you can see that the notice board is a super source of ideas and inspiration.
That was complete gibberish to me, but if it helps you build the house of my dreams, I'm all for it. Speaking of which, I can't see you making much progress on that anytime soon. There's one rather big stumbling block that's getting in the way. It's this island. There are hardly any raw materials, and I don't think even a master builder would contemplate constructing a castle out of scallywinkles and kelp.
I know that little lassie. There's only one way to get your hands on the materials you need. Track them down elsewhere and bring them back here. As the young damsel pointed out, this island is more than a little lacking in useful materials for an aspiring builder. But even if you had everything you needed, I doubt you'd make much headway with just the three of you. Wood and stone are all well and good, but what you really need is people. You'll have to travel to other islands and bring back a few friends to help you out. Besides, it gets lonely rattling around on this big island all by yourself. A few fresh faces will really liven the place up.
Hold on. I thought we were stranded here. How are we supposed to get to these other islands without a ship?
A top-notch question indeed, and one that the heavens shall soon answer.
You're just winging this. Oh, you're just winging this, aren't you? You don't have a clue.
Ho! A ship! Whoever would have thought it?
You're doing this on purpose now. All right, out with it. Who are you, really? And you can cut out all that guardian spirit rubbish.
Well, to tell you the truth, I can't remember who I am. Not even sure I ever knew. But I've got a funny feeling that it will all come right back to me if I watch Radio PSI work his building magic.
Well, there's no time like the present. Let's go and speak to the captain of that ship and get the work started.
That's much quicker than doing it with the gloves. Alright, so it is very nearly time for my show to end. Nightshade said he's going to be just a smidge late. But don't let that deter you. Be sure you tune in and watch his show. He always puts on a good one. And don't forget that Radio PSI does put on shows most of the week. So be sure to join us there. Join our Discord. We are always welcome. There's always somebody talking about something. You know what? I'm honestly probably going to end it soon-ish here, rather than wait. Because the second we get on that boat, we start the next chapter and end the tutorial zone. So honestly, this is probably a better place to stop before we actually get on that boat and set off for the future. I'm very glad that they decided to allow us to have multiple save files so we can actually do a full playthrough. But we'll save the rest of that for next week. So until then, it's me, DJ Who, and I'm glad to have had you watching for tonight. Thank you for joining, and I hope I see you again next week.